Welcome back to Firepower. For decades, hunters have argued about one of the oldest debates in American shooting history, the .308 Winchester versus the .30-06 Springfield. Charts have been made. Numbers have been compared. Opinions have been shouted across campfires and comment sections. One side points to efficiency and modern design. The other points to history and raw authority. But most of those arguments share the same flaw. They stay theoretical. Today we are doing something different. Instead of talking about energy numbers or ballistic curves, we are looking at what actually happens when these two legendary cartridges hit something solid. No gel blocks, no slow-motion marketing footage, just real bullets, real rifles, and a dense target that does not lie, because impact tells a story that charts never can. The question is simple. When a .308 and a .30-06 hit the same target under the same conditions, what is the real difference? And more importantly, what does that difference actually mean for hunting? Before we talk results, we need to talk fairness. This test only matters if everything else is controlled. Same rifles, same optics, same bullet weight, same bullet construction, same distance. The only variable allowed is the cartridge itself. Anything else turns the test into an argument instead of an experiment. Both rifles are identical bolt-action platforms, set up the same way and zeroed properly. Both are firing the same 150-grain soft-point hunting ammunition, a classic deer load that thousands of hunters rely on every season. The distance is 100 yards, not extreme range, not point blank, just a realistic distance where most shots are taken. The target is a solid 25-pound block of clay, chosen specifically because it is dense, unforgiving, and honest. Clay does not stretch like gel. It does not bounce back. It shows deformation, force transfer, and structural collapse clearly. It gives us a visual language to understand how energy is delivered. We start with the .308 Winchester. The shot breaks cleanly. The impact is immediate and violent. The clay block fractures, sending chunks forward and outward. When we walk up to the target, the damage pattern becomes clear. There is a distinct cavity carved through the block. The destruction is focused. The force looks channeled straight through the center. The clay is broken apart, but the damage feels controlled, almost surgical. This is classic .308 behavior. The cartridge delivers consistent penetration and a predictable damage profile. Energy is transferred efficiently along a straight path. It does not rely on chaos. It relies on momentum and balance. The result is a clean cavity that tells you exactly where the bullet traveled and how it worked. Now we reset the scene and move to the .30-06 Springfield. Immediately, the shooter feels the difference. Recoil is sharper, not unmanageable, but noticeable. The shot breaks and the impact looks different even from a distance. Instead of a clean cavity, the clay seems to collapse. The block does not just break. It twists, compresses, and deforms in multiple directions. Up close, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. The clay is not simply fractured, it is rearranged. The original shape is difficult to recognize. Instead of a single dominant cavity, there is widespread disruption. The force appears to have spread throughout the entire block, transferring energy in a broader, more chaotic way. This is where the debate becomes interesting. The .308 drilled through the clay. The .30-06 overwhelmed it. Both caused catastrophic damage. Both would be devastating on game, but they achieved that result differently. The .308 focused its energy. The .30-06 distributed it more aggressively. One emphasizes penetration and consistency. The other emphasizes force and forgiveness. This is the moment where many people want to declare a winner. But that would be missing the point. Clay is not an animal. It does not have bones, organs, or elastic tissue. But it does reveal how bullets interact with dense material. It shows us how energy moves, how force is applied, and how different cartridges express their power. What this test teaches us is not which cartridge is stronger. It teaches us how they are different. In real hunting scenarios, those differences matter. The .308 Winchester is predictable. It offers manageable recoil, consistent penetration, and excellent accuracy. Hunters who value control, fast follow-up shots, and repeatable performance tend to shoot it very well. Its damage profile suggests clean penetration and reliable results, especially when shot placement is solid. The .30-06 Springfield, on the other hand, offers more margin. Its broader energy transfer and heavier recoil translate into a cartridge that can be more forgiving when angles are not perfect, when bones are hit, when shots are slightly off-center. That extra authority can matter, especially on larger animals or in stressful conditions. This does not mean the .30-06 is always better. It means it behaves differently. One of the biggest myths in hunting is that more power automatically equals better results. In reality, shootability matters just as much as raw force. A hunter who flinches, rushes, or loses sight picture due to recoil is less effective, no matter how powerful the cartridge is. This is where the .308 shines. Many hunters shoot it more confidently and more accurately, especially over long days in the field. At the same time, there are situations where extra energy and penetration provide reassurance: thick brush, heavy bone, large-bodied animals. This is where the .30-06 has earned its reputation over more than a century of use. What this clay test proves is that both cartridges are doing exactly what they were designed to do. And that is why both have survived for so long. They are not redundant. They are complementary. Another important takeaway is this: bullet choice matters. We use the traditional soft point because that is what many hunters still use. Modern bonded bullets, copper bullets, and controlled expansion designs would change the damage pattern for both cartridges. That does not invalidate this test. It highlights that cartridge performance is only part of the equation. Bullet construction, velocity, and impact conditions all play a role. The biggest mistake hunters make is asking which cartridge is more lethal instead of asking which cartridge they shoot better. Ethical hunting depends on accuracy first. A well-placed .308 shot will always outperform a poorly placed .30-06 shot. Confidence, familiarity, and practice matter more than caliber arguments. So what is the real conclusion? The .308 Winchester offers efficiency, control, and consistency. It rewards disciplined shooters and excels in situations where accuracy and repeatability are key. The .30-06 Springfield offers power, flexibility, and forgiveness. It provides confidence when conditions are unpredictable and stakes are high. This test does not end the debate. It reframes it. Instead of arguing which cartridge is better, the better question is this: which damage pattern fits your hunting style? Do you value minimal recoil and precision, or do you prefer extra authority and margin for error? Do you hunt smaller-bodied deer at moderate distances or larger game in tougher environments? Both cartridges are proven. Both are ethical. Both work when the shooter does their job. And that may be the most important lesson of all. The bullet matters. The rifle matters. But the shooter matters most. Now it is your turn. Which result surprised you more? The focused destruction of the .308 or the wide force transfer of the .30-06? Which cartridge do you trust in the field, and why? Let us know in the comments. These discussions help everyone understand their equipment better. If you want to see more real-world tests like this, without hype and without marketing spin, make sure you are subscribed to Firepower. Next time, we may run the same test with modern bonded bullets and see how much the story changes. Until then, stay safe, shoot straight, and we will see you in the next one.